Hey everybody, welcome to the Blue Collar Beer Gentleman. I'm Topher and I started this channel because I'm a fan of craft beer, but I'm also on a limited budget, so I wanted to demonstrate it was possible to enjoy good quality beers without having to break the bank. So I'm always looking for the best deals, and I think I found a pretty good one today, or at least I'm hoping so. $1.99 is what I paid for today's selection, and I picked it up at Belmont Station, which is located at 4500 Southeast Stark here in Portland, Oregon. And once again, I really like this place. Nice guys. Good prices on each and every single beer there. Loved it, loved it, loved it. You will definitely be getting more of my business, Belmont Station. So, as I said, $1.99 is what I paid for it. It is a 12-ounce can of the Kascadia Kolsch, a Kolsch-style ale from 5440 Beer. They're out of Washougal, I believe. Yes, Washougal, Washington. I've had one friend, Jamison, check in on this. He gave it a 3.25. I've had, on Untapped total, we've had 2,700 check-ins with a cumulative score of 3.7, so that's a little bit better. Beer Advocate has had only 20 rankings, giving it a cumulative score of 3.93, an average score of 3.93, cumulative score of 86, which on their ranking makes it very good. This beer is about 4 months old at the time of this recording. It has a 4.8 ABV. Typically, Kolsch's come in between 4.4 and 5.2. 20 IBUs. Typically, Kolsch's come in between 18 and 30. This beer is actually a winner, the 2018 silver winner of the German-style Kolsch from GABF. GABF is the Great American Beer Festival. So I'm really looking forward to this beer. Especially at a price of $1.99. It's difficult to find the $2 beer anymore. When I first started this channel, that's what I was always trying to find, was the $2 beer. Those are fewer and far between. But Kolsch is a style. The current style is the current version that we recognize as the German Kolsch was actually developed in the late 19th century. Kolsches are known for their grains and their subtle fruitiness. They're top fermenting lagers. The Great American Beer Fest also says, I'm sorry, not Great American Beer Fest, but rather Beer Judging Certification Program also says that it should have subtle notes of honeysuckle and Riesling. So those are both, sweeter components. Kolsches are, I can't believe, Kolsches are in fact ales, but they're top fermenting ales, so they're sort of lagery, ale-y. I've actually used Kolsch yeast to make a lager, is all I'm saying. So Kolsches are difficult, and if you look up Kolsch on at BJCP, Beer Judging Certification Program, you will find Kolsch's listed under Pale Bitter European Beer, not Pale Bitter European Lager. So I would say Kolsch kind of stands the line between lager and ale, and I would honestly love for everybody who's on either side of that to write in and say why in fact it is an ale over a lager. All I'm telling you is that I personally, having home brewed, I've used Kolsch yeast in order to make lagers. I'm just saying. So anyway, I'm going to quit yapping my flap, and we are going to dig into this beer. Already, lots of foaminess coming from the top. Just pouring a very light straw color. As it accumulates, we're getting a little bit more depth of color, but still very light. I'm going to describe this as medium-high carbonation. The bubbles are small, they are persistent, but they're not. There's space in between the bubbles. It's not like with the Pilsner when you see all the bubbles coming up. The last Pilsner that we had, for example, the East Side Oatmeal Pilsner from Bear Lick Brewing was actually the last lager that we had. So, okay. This is pouring, as I said, a very light straw. Just a little bit of haziness to this. Not quite as clear as you're used to. Gotta say, I'm a little surprised with how much lacing we're getting, considering we only have, what is it, a 4.8? Yeah, 4.8 ABV. Let's give this a quick beard wipe, see what I can come across. Sweetness is what really comes to the nostrils right off that first beard wipe. I'm gonna stick my schnoz directly in and see what else I can encounter. Well, I'm definitely getting the yeast. Super duper amount of that Kolsch yeast. and I do love that Kolsch yeast. That's one of the reasons when it was actually suggested to me by a friend who has since moved to another location. I'm not even sure where he is now, but a gentleman who helped me with my first lager. That was when I used the Kolsch yeast, and anyway, he helped me understand and appreciate the value of that Kolsch yeast smell. And I'm getting that smell, and I'm really looking forward to the taste of it. So I'm going to quit talking, and I'm going to start drinking. Cheers. I'm going to describe that as a medium-low mouthfeel. A little bit of spikiness to it, not much. Not really much in the way of an alcohol burn. At a 4.8, sometimes you might experience just a little bit, but the sweetness, I think, has tempered that down. The acidity actually is what I note more than an alcohol burn. Crisp, a little bit of grassiness to it. Definitely getting that Kolsch yeast in the back of the mouth, and that's where you definitely want it. Is where you want it in that in the secondary flavors. You don't want it right up front, and that's where it's falling in, and I'm glad for that. I can see why this beer won a silver medal at GABF. This is this is an award-winning beer. I really like this beer. I am going to give this beer. I'm going to give this beer a 4.25, and for arriving in a can, it's going to get that extra 0.25, so it's going to get a total of 4.5 on out of a total of 5 on the Untapped scale from me. I'm really enjoying this beer. This is a really good Kolsch, and it's just a short drive away from me, so this is almost local. It's Washington though, so it's not technically local, but it is a good beer nonetheless. And 5440, I will definitely be drinking more of your beers, and Belmont Station, I'll be definitely well, there's going to be a lot more beers coming from Belmont Station because I picked up a lot of them while I was there. They had good prices. So until next time, drink good beer, don't break the bank doing it. Cheers.